What's going on, gardeners? Today we are here with my friend Paul. Paul, thanks for being with us. We're at his house. His house is awesome. He has a small yard, but he packs a ton of stuff in. But also he's very smart. He knows a lot. You may say you're not. He knows a lot about plants and grafting and rootstock and everything. So I'm super excited for the third edition of In the Garden with the Garden Nerd. Let's go for a tour. Are you ready? All right, Paul, so tell us, what do we have going on here? This is pretty cool.
So this is my one of two slimline water tanks. They're about 530 gallons total.
Wow.
I had gutters put in and they ran the pipe down. And so again, holds 530 gallons when we do get rain. And because I didn't want the other neighbors and stuff to complain that there was a water tank in the courtyard, I covered it with two different vines. This is like a tangerine cross, the tangerine flowering one, and then the star jasmine kind of to the left.
Yeah.
Obviously all these flowers are starting to die off.
Looks awesome. So in one storm, how, can you fill this thing up?
It fills up in like
no problem, right?
5 minutes, because there's so much surface area on the roof that comes right down. It fills up even if it's really low in a matter of minutes. That's
what people don't understand. They think it never rains, but when it does rain, it fills up so quickly.
Right.
What do you use this water for? How do you?
Well, I use it a lot on mangoes, like when I do some of my fertilization, stuff like that.
Yep, that's exactly how I do it too.
And I've struggled with doing different plants in this kind of main area. I had a tropical bird of paradise that got fried.
What's this?
So this is called a bull elephant plant. It's like a succulent from South Africa. I went to Summer Winds and asked for a plant that could do well in the heat. Sunlight, no sunlight, because in the winter there's no sunlight here.
Right.
This is north facing in here.
Yep.
So far it only needs to be watered every couple weeks.
Okay. You just water it from here?
Yeah.
That's cool.
So we started these little three plants.
Yeah. All right, so what are these? Are these seedlings?
These are seedlings of a fruit called Ras sapote, which is it's a type of canistel, or it's related to canistel. It's probably the best of these type of fruits.
Okay.
And very moist, I love the taste of it. And so these are fruit from like about October of 2023. They're obviously very slow growing.
Yeah.
But this past winter, I just left them out.
Okay, and they survived.
They survived. Because I had a grafted Ras sapote. I lost 2 trees this winter. One of them was a grafted Ras sapote.
Okay.
By early December, we got one 38-degree morning, and it died.
Wow.
That's how sensitive that grafted tree is.
Talk to me about this type of watering. What is this?
That's kind of like a spit. It's the spot spitter is what it's called.
And so it's putting water into.
Yeah, so it drains it down. If you want me to run it?
Yeah. Let's run it and see. Okay.
So you can see how it spits the water out at a downward trajectory.
Yep.
And so a lot of them will use it in container, with containers. I use them on almost all my trees. Well, first of all, it's a 1/8 poly tube. So it uses less water and you can put more without downgrading the pressure. If you have too many quarter poly lines, the water pressure toward the end of the line will not be good.
Absolutely. Oh, that's cool. Okay, I've seen those, but I haven't actually seen them in person.
Yeah, I like them.
That's cool. What else we got? Okay.
This first one's a miwa, and it got fried in probably 21, 22. I just had it in full sun and didn't really protect it well. Or I think I tried to plant it in early September, and it obviously got fried.
Yep. Got some flowers on it. So you have fruit on this one.
This one's a limequat. I'm not sold on the taste of this one yet. Really? I have a friend who's nearby whose limequat tastes significantly better.
Okay.
But it's very productive.
Okay. You think it's just because it's newer?
It might be newer. It's been in the ground for a couple of years. I mean, they're very vigorous trees, as you can see.
Yeah.
This next one's a fukushu. The last 2 summers it's taken a beating because I haven't covered it, and I'm going to cover it this year.
Okay.
You'll see on different parts of my yard, I developed a really good strategy on radiant heat from block walls. I'll put a white shade cloth against the wall that blunts that radiant heat, and it's worked very well. And then I'm gonna get some buckets with rocks and do the PVC pipe and do the shade, because I want to make sure this one grows well. because you can see it's taking some damage.
Yeah, so are you just gonna you'll do the on the back and then will you just do it on top or will you also go down?
No, maybe a little bit, like maybe a foot, foot and a half down.
Okay.
This next one's also a Miwa that I've had in the ground since 2020 or 2021. This thing's huge.
Looks awesome.
And it's loaded.
Yeah.
With flowers and fruit.
Do you like the fruit?
Oh yeah, the Miwa kumquat's really good.
Okay.
Fukushu is really good as well.
Uh-huh.
Mexican lime.
Okay.
I trim it back quite a bit. I like to keep all my trees small because of just my backyard small and I want to pack them all in.
Right.
The next one's a Super Alfonso grafted mango tree.
Okay.
And this thing flowers. This is like the first time it's put out new growth because it's been flowering like crazy. The next stuff I'm gonna get strawberries in there eventually.
Okay.
And then this is a Thai dwarf mulberry. I think Natasha's her name, the owner of Enlightenment Gardens YouTube channel.
Yeah.
She was promoting this and apparently it fruits a lot. When I got it, it had some fruits, but there's no fruits on it now.
Okay.
But I'm gonna propagate this and then plant it there. So I want 2 of them.
Okay.
I've had a mulberry tree in the past. My backyard's not big enough.
Right.
It was just, it got too big, too fast.
So you think this will do just fine here in the pot?
It will do well in this container. And then again, you trim it all the way back.
Yep.
I'll probably propagate cuttings eventually and sell them. Yeah, apparently it's a really good mulberry, but it's the only one you can really grow successfully in containers.
Okay. That's what I like about you. Like, you know all the weird, rare varieties, which is cool.
I do.
Cool. You're not growing just like, hey, this is my orange, right?
Right, exactly. So that's a Royal Poinciana. I hack this thing back every single year.
I can tell, like, because that's a thick trunk and it's not very tall.
So down here in Southeast Chandler, we get colder than a lot of parts of the valley. And so every year, I've had this tree since 2021. And by the way, this one flowered in a year.
Really?
Yes.
What color is it, red or
Red,
yellow?
it's a red.
Okay.
And it I mean, every year the freeze, the frost we get or whatever, the leaves will all die up and they'll die back. So that just gives you the opportunity to take it back to about right. You can see right here is kind of where it cut off and then it's growing up.
So this is all new growth since spring?
Yes, since April.
Okay.
I typically don't allow it to grow low. But I have an avocado seedling I'm testing out. This is a reed avocado.
Okay.
I've sold some members in the group, some different reed avocados I've had. It's a great variety. It's pretty heat tolerant, relatively speaking. And again, I want to test out the seedling and eventually graft reed onto it. But I want to make sure it gets the shade. So I'm allowing at least for right now, that lower growth to come in, and then eventually I'll take it out.
Okay.
Once this kind of gets fully more extended out and a little bit thicker.
It's a great case of microclimates and utilizing them temporarily. It's awesome. Talk to me about this. Like, you don't have this on other trees. Is this just because it was sloping down and you wanted to maintain?
I wanted a raised planting. And so then you'll see this on a lot of my mango trees I have in the ground. I'm a huge, huge proponent of this. My mixture is peat moss, decomposed granite, and then like pumice, lava rock. And I don't really like perlite. Maybe in containers I do, but primarily lava rock or pumice. Again, Enlightenment Gardens really promotes this as well.
Right.
And it's from Gary Matsuoko, I think is the nursery owner of Laguna Hills Nursery in California. Where he doesn't want any organic matter in the soil because that's what leads to root rot. I didn't lose a single mango this winter at all. And I had in years past because of root rot.
Interesting.
And especially it happens in the winter.
Okay.
So I'll show you.
You do that mixture and then raise it up.
Right.
To prevent.
Raise it up. And then in the native soil, I will do, in the hole underneath, I will do like decomposed granite and native soil.
Okay. You know, that's kind of similar. Like when I first started planting mangoes, I would do like 50% up to 75% just like compost and worm castings and things to that nature. And I realized that doesn't really work.
No, it does not.
So now at most I'm doing 25% amendments. The rest is just native soil, really.
Right. But we'll get to the mango section here in a minute.
That's what I'm most excited for. What else we got?
This is a white sapote seedling that I grew from a fruit I got out of this lady's backyard in LA.
Okay.
Best white sapote I've ever had. I mean, it was gold. It was tastes like caramel.
Really?
The skin was
that good.
It was so good. Like one of the best fruits I've ever had in my life.
That's cool. And like more citrus here?
Yep. So right there is a mandarin quat, the smaller of the two trees.
Yep.
of the citrus. Really good tree. It has not been flowering much. I'm starting to see some flowers start to pop up. It's been on the ground for a couple years.
Uh-huh.
And I think it just wants to get established. Now it's starting to kind of fruit.
Yeah.
Or flower.
Flowered, coming right here.
And I see a couple down below.
Okay.
When I grew this in a container for the first year, it fruited quite a bit. And then in the ground, it just wants to spread its roots first.
That's one thing too about growing, you gotta be patient.
Right. This next tree is a golden nugget mandarin. I don't see a ton of fruit set. There's a little bit right there.
Yeah, I see.
As they get bigger, I'll start to see more.
Uh-huh.
I bet you I get 15 on this. I only got 4 last year. The year before I got probably 90.
Wow, okay.
So it could be a one where it fruits heavily every 3 years.
Yep.
And then goes off and kind of like recovers for 2.
Yeah, I've seen that.
That could be my guess.
Okay.
To the left of the golden nugget is a macaque sapodilla.
Okay.
I got this from, I think, Green Life in 21, I think.
Okay.
So, and I'll show you, you can see it's kind of in a white container.
Yep.
That is a root trapper grounder. And I'll show you what the root trapper grounders are because I have a number of mangoes planted in root trapper grounders as well. To the left is a seedling guava.
Wow.
And I didn't know what variety it was going to be. I had exchanged a mango seedling from a lady who gave me a guava seedling from her fruit that had sprouted on the ground underneath the tree.
Uh-huh.
And so it fruited last year for the first time, and it's like a white pink swirl.
Okay.
Really good.
Okay.
I really like it.
What else we got?
To the left is a silas wood sapodilla, and to the left of that is a jujube.
I think that has awesome color.
Yeah, it's a really cool leaf. This next tree, and what I really want to show you, is this is my Flavor Delight apium, one of the best stone fruits known to mankind. It is awesome.
I have one, so I agree with you.
But you can see when I've planted it, I'm gonna get underneath, I did the heading cut super low.
Yep.
That's probably maybe 8 to 9 inches above the ground.
Yep. That's what he's talking about when he says heading cut, this right here. So you can see he cut it here and now it branches out super low.
So this is a testament to why you need to learn to graft if you're really into growing fruit trees.
Uh-huh.
I picked the skill up. This was a Snow Queen. It's not an Arctic Star, it's obviously a peach. I thought I was grafting Arctic Star there.
Okay.
But my buddy gave me peaches. I knew this was peach.
Tropic
It's
snow.
not tropic snow, because otherwise it would be.
Yeah, I have tropic snow and mine do not look like that.
Yeah. But you can see that back branch is the Arctic Snow nectarine.
Okay.
You can see some of the nectarines on there.
Are there some? Right in there. This is my wife's favorite fruit. Tell us
These
what
are my
this is.
favorite. These are my favorite stone fruit. Apium's second, but these are my favorite.
Uh-huh.
I have 4 different pluot varieties.
So good.
This is a flavor grenade.
Okay.
The middle one is a splash, which is my favorite of them all. The one to the left is the emerald drop, which is the one you have.
Okay.
That's really good.
Okay, yes, I love
And then I have a flavor king that's back there. And so I have 4 pluot varieties. You need multiple varieties of pluot to pollinate properly.
Yep.
So this is another sapodilla. It's a butterscotch. This is a Subel white sapote.
Okay.
The next one is a red hybrid jaboticaba.
Ah,
This is that fruit.
oh, it has.
Yeah.
Right here. And that's what's cool about jaboticabas is they fruit on the bark, which is crazy.
I just transplanted this Kesar mango and I killed it. So yeah, I have some pictures too. I broke the taproot getting it out.
Got it.
And here's my second tree that died. This is a Kamito or star apple. The first cold wind we got, just desiccated leaves.
Really?
Yeah.
So it doesn't like cold at all.
For 45 degrees.
Wow.
Wind. That is a Neelam mango. I've had that since 2021. The next one's a Barbados cherry.
Yep.
So there's one cherry right there. Starting to flower, second wave.
Mine is going crazy right now. I gotta go pick them before the birds do.
So this is another Fuchsia kumquat I bought. I'm growing this in a pot and then I'm going to plant this in October. So planting is always key when to plant, depending on the tree. October is the time to plant citrus. So I'm letting it get good root establishment and in this root trapper, and then I'll plant it somewhere. It has like a mesh back on bottom. So the roots can grow and they can penetrate the mesh.
Interesting, okay.
So it's kind of like a raised bed almost.
Yeah.
And it can go into the ground if the tree wants to.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
And so are they on Amazon just called Root Trapper?
No, it's on Root Maker website.
Okay.
So they're not cheap, but they're awesome because they're white. So it keeps the temperature down. It conserves water really well, more than a traditional pot, and allows for the root to grow a fibrous root system and not circle.
That's interesting. And I know like there's multiple people here in the valley that are, and you'll show us here, that grow all their mangoes raised up.
Right.
And so that's what you're doing, and that's what you found success with.
And these are in raised planters. So Naveed Zal, who's probably the goat of the Arizona mango growing, kind of came up with this theory on you dig a hole underneath, you raise the plant, and you do like whatever mixture you're gonna do in the hole, and then you do the raised planter, and whatever size configuration you want, and do whatever soil mix you want, because grafted mango trees do not do well in Arizona native soil. There is an exception, and I'll show you here in a minute, that I'm testing out on a different type of rootstock.
Okay, that's cool.
But this, for the most part, when I see people on Arizona mango growers page get these grafted trees and plant them directly in the dirt, I'm just like, that tree's gonna die in 2-3 years.
Yeah.
I mean, there's always exceptions, but for the most part, they're gonna die. This right here is my other star apple. This was more protected. This was behind my Barbados when that wind hit.
Got it.
And it
so
survived. It survived.
Nice.
This is a Mamey sapote. I probably had the biggest Mamey sapote in Phoenix.
Yeah, this looks great, man.
Look at the trunk on this thing.
Yeah.
I got this as a small 1 gallon 2 or 3 years ago.
Okay.
From Lara Farms in Miami. This is a Viejo. I left this unprotected this winter.
Really?
Underneath here.
Okay.
And
it survived.
It survived.
This new growth.
Will this ever fruit? I'm highly skeptical.
Yeah.
So these are all some grafted mangoes I got from Tropical Acres this past year.
Okay.
I'm into the very hard to find varieties. I don't like the traditional Nam Doc Mai, which is my least favorite mango of all time. But this is a Sunrise. I don't know if it's in the nursery trade very often, but it's a good, like a East Indian type mango.
Okay.
I haven't had it yet, but I've heard really good reviews.
Sounds good.
Right. That's a Ceci Love mango right here, which is probably my favorite.
That's mango. A great one.
This is a Sugarloaf seedling. Sugarloaf hates Arizona's climate. Then I have this is a P22, or no, this is Sindri.
Tropical Acres as well?
Yep, Tropical Acres. This is a hard to find Pakistani variety. That's the P22.
This looks great.
The growth is amazing.
I love these leaves. So tropical avocado.
Yeah, so it's called an improved pollock or Lara pollock.
Okay.
It has a kind of a weeping growth habit.
Yep.
But man, does it take the heat well.
So this is cool for people that don't know about grafting or haven't experienced it. Talk about this right here.
So I do not like Tiger Panache, which is what this fig tree is.
Yep.
So I had a variety called Robert's Golden Rainbow that I purchased from a grower here, and that was a hard to find variety. And it's a phenomenal fig.
Looks cool.
But I didn't have room to plant more than one fig tree.
So how old is this graft?
That graft I did in probably February of 24.
Okay.
So a little over a year.
And it's cool, you can get like you can see here, this is the one variety, this is the Tiger Panache. And then here's the other variety right here that was grafted on.
This right here is a Ruby Supreme guava. I love guavas. I planted it here just to see how it'd do, and so far it's doing really well. This right here is a fantastic avocado. This is one of the coolest spots in my yard. So this is a strawberry loquat seedling. I found seedlings grow much better here.
Yeah.
And it's been in the ground for a couple of years. So now I cut back some of the fig to get it full sun this summer.
Yeah.
It's been established for 2 years in the ground.
Okay, so it should be able to take it.
Yeah, and I grafted Big Jim from Aaron Nelson.
Okay.
You can see right there where I grafted. Loquat's really easy to graft.
Oh my gosh. That is, I don't think I've ever seen a banana that thick. And then, is this your first bunch you've gotten?
I gotten some last summer.
Okay, how'd they taste?
Very good.
Yeah.
I'm ripping them out though. You can see all the pups just coming up out of everywhere.
Yeah, and it just is gonna continue to spread.
It's continue to spread. I want to plant more mangoes.
Yep.
So
I'll never fault anyone for that, yes.
And the other problem is, come fall, September, October, there's gonna be so many different pups, and they're all gonna be growing, and this area's gonna get no sun.
Yep.
And so when I want it to grow, the mangoes, this shade, because the sun's so far south during the fall season, this blocks.
Yeah, like all of that will be blocked.
It'll block.
Well, the good thing is you can sell all these pups and make money for your mangoes.
Right.
I'll actually buy one from you. I want the Namwa variety.
Okay.
Let me know.
All right. This is a Mesk seedling, M-E-S-K.
Okay.
This is the first mango I ever planted in the ground. It's been in the ground for almost 3 years.
Okay.
It's a poly variety. It's pretty well rooted. It should fruit next year is my guess,
Okay.
or the year after.
Okay. Okay.
This Sassy Love, I planted the seed directly in the ground.
Right, in the ground. Okay.
And I mean, it's in there,
Yep.
right? So see, just the husk, everything in the ground, it came up.
That's cool.
You can see the small one, that I also was a Sassy Love seedling.
Okay.
So the question is, why is this so big
Yeah.
versus that?
That one. It's interesting.
Reason why,
Uh-huh.
got no sun, because of Barbados cherry.
Ah.
So I've seen
okay.
some people comment, mangoes don't need sun, you can grow in a 95% shade. Inaccurate.
I agree with that.
And they will not grow.
Yeah.
They want sun.
That's
They
a
want
huge difference.
filtered sun, you know, when they're really young. But as they get bigger, they can take full sun here.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
White Puri, this is one of the best varieties you can grow.
Interesting.
So it grows really well in dry climates.
And it tastes really good too. from
It's
what
a
you said,
really
right?
good variety.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It has a little spiciness to it because it's like a West Indian.
Okay.
Or, I'm sorry, East Indian type. So this is something called a wango. So this is a cross between a Mangifera indica, which is the common mango,
Okay.
and other wild species of mangoes that Dr. Richard Campbell has on his property.
Okay.
And so this is called wild fry. And it is
Okay.
crazy to be
Okay.
able to taste
Yeah,
this.
let's try it.
He goes, because Dr. Campbell says these are the future mangoes. You saw how dense my backyard was.
Right.
Arizona, we don't have disease. We have powdery mildew is a little bit,
Right.
but we can grow close together because we don't
Yes.
have the heat, we don't have the humidity.
Right.
Where bacteria, mold, all that stuff like bacterial black spot will get onto a tree and spread.
Right.
Right.
Yep.
Or anthracnose.
Yep.
We don't have that. Planting trees close together protect the
Yes.
trees and then create
Yes.
the humidity that these trees need to
Yep.
to thrive better.
Yep. Is it similar in terms of the seed inside?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just hoping it's not too overripe, guys. That's the only thing.
Okay.
Because it's probably ready to eat yesterday,
Got it.
and I don't know how this does when it's a little bit overripe.
Okay. We'll find out. Okay. Get this on camera, Lyndon. Let's see. You smell it first.
I hope it's not too overripe.
No, it smells like a mango. It smells like a certain variety, and I can't put a name to it. All right, let's try it. It smells great.
It's good.
It's good. There's something different about it.
There's not as much flavor on this
Yeah.
one compared to the other one. I think it's a little bit overripe,
Okay.
but I think it lost a little bit of its flavor.
Because when you smell it, it smells like it's it smells like it's gonna taste a lot richer
Yeah.
than it actually tastes.
The one I had about 2 or 3 days ago was a lot stronger of a taste.
I like it though. That's cool. A wango.
A wango.
There you go. Learned something new today.
Michael, I'll let you take the seed
Okay.
since it's yours.
And we'll plant it and see.
Yeah.
So you're gonna plant one too.
Yep.
And then we'll have 2 wangos growing in the valley.
One in Chandler, one in Mesa.
Love it. And spread from there.
Yep.
Love it. Thanks, Paul.
You're welcome. So this right here is a Mame Sapote seedling.
Cool leaves.
Yeah, really cool. It's a Pace Mame Sapote. This is a cac seedling.
Okay.
This is a lemon meringue seedling. This is a Sassy Love seedling. Look at all the new.
Yeah.
So this is orange essence.
Okay.
So this is on a Sassy Love seedling. I'm grafting those. They're still green. They haven't pushed yet. And it's been 18 days.
Okay.
This is a Glen seedling from 2 summers ago, 23.
Okay.
Glen makes the best rootstock for Arizona.
So that's cool. So this is your own seedling and your own grafts.
Yes, yes. And
Yeah.
so it's, look how, it's just
So cool.
clean. It's just clean.
Yep. Yep.
And it's in really good soil with my, the sand, decomposed granite, and peat moss. And a little bit of cocoa core. I
Okay.
tried some cocoa core on this
Okay.
one. This I got in February of 2022.
Okay.
1 gallon tree.
Wow.
I bought this as an orange essence from Lara Farms. The thing is, Valencia probably gets a red blush on it.
Okay.
And then the new growth, you can always tell, crush that new growth up and smell it. It smells like curry.
Yeah.
Resinous spiciness to it.
Uh-huh.
So Valencia probably doesn't have that. This is a
Interesting.
Valkyrie, is what it is.
Okay.
That's all I was able to tell.
Okay.
That was a Valkyrie. And so I'm not 100% certain, but
Yeah.
it appears
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
This is a Primark blackberry. I have one in a pot that I'm going to sell. If anybody wants to buy it, just comment in the section and
There you go. Okay.
This is a USDA Tamor I got from Lara Farms. It's not growing the greens.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever I see growth like that, I know it's not going to grow.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I rip it off like this, right?
There you go. Yep.
And I can see new buds starting to form. Maybe now that since we're consistently warm, the problem with this May is we got hot.
So up and down.
And we got cold.
Yeah.
And the mangoes do not like
Yep.
it. One way you can tell with the mango if it's ready to hold or not, shake it. If it's gonna hold, it's gonna hold.
Yeah.
If
I've seen
it's-
people say, "Oh, my mangoes fall. What can I do?" Nothing.
Nothing.
It's just it fell on purpose.
Because there's no sap running to it. So I have shade on this. This area, it's a blessing and it's a curse. It's a blessing for the winter.
Yeah.
I had my pickering right where that Tamor was. I left it uncovered the whole winter. We got down to 27.5 degrees.
And it was fine.
Nothing. Nothing. Because the radiant heat from the house and the block wall protected it.
Yep.
And so in the winter, this is a great area because of how close it is.
Yeah.
In the summertime, it gets hot. And so that's why I shade it really early
Makes sense. Yep.
with this. And then I'll buffer again with the shade cloth to stop the radiant heat. And I have vetiver grass and stuff
Yep.
as well. This is my second slimline water tank. Again, I have
I love it.
with the tangerine. It's
Yeah.
now fully covered it, so
cool.
Nobody can see.
I love the tangerine cross vine too.
Yeah.
It's a great vine to grow.
And then the last, this one's a Parafianca or something along those lines. And that's a Desertini
Okay.
pomegranate. I want to steer clear of the Wonderful.
Yes.
Primarily because of your recommendation.
Yep.
And I think these two varieties grow well. And
They
I have
grow.
my second 13-1 rootstock right there.
Okay.
And I want to see how it does in the high heat.
Yeah.
And see how it does.
Yeah. So people that are watching this and they see this small yard with all this stuff, what's like
Yeah.
your main piece of advice to people that are wanting to get started but they're scared?
Well, I mean, building the microclimate, being patient, building your soil. You can see all the mulch I had on the leaves.
Yep.
I'm fortunate that we have tons of trees in this neighborhood.
Right.
And my neighbors all give me massive leaves when they rake them up.
That's cool. Yep.
So I've built up the soil over time, got rid of the rock. I tried to make my yard as cool as possible.
Yep.
But then I want to open it up. That's why I got rid of my mulberry tree. It was just too big.
Yep.
And again, just get good soil on the mangoes.
There you go.
Don't just plant it in the middle of rocks and think that's going to survive.
Speaking my language, it's all about the soil and the microclimate.
Exactly.
There you go. And you talked about you kill stuff, but that's okay.
Oh,
That's how you learn.
Yeah,
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
I've probably killed 15 mango trees, 20 mango trees.
There you go.
So,
But now you know what you know
it
because of that.
happens. But yeah, don't be scared to pull trees. If the tree's not performing, pull it.
Take it out.
Yeah.
Awesome. Love it. Thanks for watching, guys. Many more videos like this to come. And if you have any questions for Paul, hit him up in the comments and we'll see you in the next video.